Today, our guest is a person who has experience in business processing, outsourcing operations, and program management. And right now, he is a licensed real estate broker and appraiser of the largest comprehensive real estate solutions portal in the Philippines. Please welcome Jaime Zaldi Sienes. Hi, Sir Jaime. How are
Sure.
you today?
Good. Thanks for this opportunity, and it's a privilege to be joining on your one-on-one talk.
Thank you very much, sir, for accepting. So, first things first, being a licensed real estate broker, is this one of your dreams that you wanted to pursue while you were still young?
At first, it was not, but since being in the BPO for more than 20 years and meeting clients, customer service, I just realized 4 years ago that I think this is the best place for me to be able to realize my dreams. And true enough, it is currently as we speak. And I'm very happy to be in this field outside of the BPO. But both of these lines of businesses are technically the same. You provide the value adding services to your clients, and in turn, your clients going to be very happy. And of course, they're going to retain and refer you. So it's not far from my experience in the BPO and loving my job right now. And to me, this is not a job, but it is like a reality of my dreams and aspirations.
So, if you wouldn't mind, Sir Jaime, if you are not a real estate broker, what would have been the dream that you wanted to pursue?
Well, the BPO is a high paying job, and most definitely being in the corporate ladder in the management, because really BPO pays. In these times of high prices of commodity, I think the only best place where you can earn more than the standard basic salaries in BPO. So had I not been in real estate, I will definitely be in the BPO sector until I resign or retire.
Okay, so you mentioned that you had a very wide experience in the BPO industry for 20 years. So take us to how that journey went and how you stayed for so long.
So I started in the BPO 2004. I started as an agent, been in customer service, and then virtual assistant, and all the verticals in the telecommunications, both the US and in the Philippines. And then part of the 20 years is sales and telemarketing. So that is actually where it connected me to the real estate world, because in the real estate, the initial phase is always sales, and then customer service follows after that. So pretty much that's how I want to describe my tenure in the BPO and how I transitioned to the real estate.
That's quite interesting, though, as we could hear that. Now, within those 20 years, I'm sure you've been through a lot of challenges. So, can you tell us about the challenges that you face so that our listeners can have an idea of what the BPO industry is like?
In the BPO is a high impactful opportunity in terms of mental and emotional intelligence. The only opportunity is always going to be things that you cannot control. In the BPO, you are measured by performance, and at most of the time, you're measured by the opinion of your customers. And most of the time, yes, you can control, but 20%, 30%, it cannot be controlled because based on their experiences, which you don't have an impact or you haven't contributed to it. That's where the stress comes in. So for your listeners, always pick the right vertical, the right industry to work with. As much as possible, focus and centers on the accounts or companies that really fits your qualification. And if you believe that that's where you're happy, you have to do what makes you happy at the end of the day. Life's short, and it's always going to be go into an environment where there's a happy working environment for you.
And I'm sure with your years of experience, I think the most important thing is you have built interpersonal relationships, in which is a key to the career that you are now pursuing.
Absolutely.
So I'm just curious about it, Sir Jaime, that you have had a successful career in the BPO industry in which you've stayed for long and you could have been contented to stay until the rest of your life. What was that turning point that made you decide that I wanted to change career. I wanted to do something different in my career that I decided to pursue into real estate.
It's all about the shift schedule. We're not going any younger, and most high paying BPO companies are on night shifts, and real estate is you can sleep. Most of the transactions happens in the morning, and so that's where the turning point why I shift my career, so that it's always nice to be able to sleep in the evening and then work in the morning.
That's one big factor. Now, this actually makes me curious, Sir Jaime, because the way I see it, since I also know of people from the BPO industry, it looks like when you work in a certain BPO, it's like a jump off point to a career that you really want to pursue. I just want to know if this is generally true.
True enough. I mean, 90% of all the experiences I've got, how to deal with people, interpersonal and intrapersonal communication has been acquired from BPO. And so that's something I'm grateful for. I don't discourage people going to the BPO. All you need to do is just select the right account for you. But in terms of learnings, it's overwhelming learning experience that you can bring to whatever industry you will be doing, especially in terms of customer and client satisfaction.
Aside from customer satisfaction, which also deals with interpersonal skills, I also understand that there may be days that you may hit a certain target. So this also holds strategic skills. And then I think it also promotes efficiency and effectiveness.
Exactly. Working smart and working hard, both can go side by side. And at the end of the day, you will have all the activities, but results matter. So no matter how you want to do, just put your 101% effort, and then the rest will be history. It's always going to be efficiency and effectiveness as a measurement tool on how you'll be successful.
That's great to hear, Sir Jaime. So let's go to the point where you started to make a decision to change career into real estate. Now, considering that you have been in the BPO industry for so long, was it hard for you to let go to pursue another career?
A little bit because you have to balance on the right timing because in real estate, it's not every day you have sales. In BPO, it's always going to be weekly, fortnightly, or monthly salaried, and it's going to be paying your bills. So the decision is just the right timing. And most importantly, you are prepared like in the next 3, 6 months. If you don't have sales, you have ready fund to be able to fund what your needs are and your bills because bills will never stop.
Right. I mean, it's true for all of us. We all face bills. And I'm glad for you, Sir Jaime, that everything has gone into its right timing. Now, let's go into the chapter where you have now moved from the BPO industry to the real estate industry. So, when you first stepped into the real estate industry, how was it like? And I'm sure you had adjustments. What are some adjustments and what are some difficulties that you faced?
First is I was able to find a good mentor. It's always important to have a good mentor and then study the product, study what we are offering. In real estate, they say what you see is what we sell. But what's important is you know what are you selling, which still correlates to good product knowledge. Those two combined made me successful because the rest will always be after sales customer service. And that's where our competitive advantage when you're really coming from the BPO.
Exactly, because of those skills. And I could imagine that since you're studying property, you have to be very meticulous in doing it. Was there any difficulty when you had to read all those details, or was there some sort of fascination when you read all those things in order to engage your potential customers or clients?
With the current company that I'm associated with in real estate, there are already systems in place.
Mhm.
The system supports us very well. All you need to do is, if you have in doubt, there's already a system, there's a website, there's a CRM, customer relationship management tool that we can go and find all the answers on your questions. And then bringing that up into a face-to-face virtual tours helps me and helps the rest of our organization members to be able to equip themselves before selling. So I think that's key in terms of how to be successful too is the right processes and tools available for you.
That's a good point there, Sir Hyman. So, looking back to your real estate career, what are some of your best career moments?
So I studied Bachelor of Science in Real Estate Management in Lyceum of Alabang. That's my second course.
Mm.
I took that for 2 semesters and 1 summer. And then after that, took two exams this year, April on real estate broker and August as a real estate appraiser. And with God's blessings and passion and review, modesty aside, was able to get those two license. And I'm so happy because not only for myself, for my family, for my two kids, for my wife, but how you impact and share your knowledge, God-given gift to the rest of my peers, something that I'm looking forward to share to the community.
So, what is like your formula or strategy to be able to win your customers into the properties you're selling?
First is, of course, marketing. You have to learn the new tools, Canva, ChatGPT, AI. And then once you get customer warm leads, make sure you ask the basic questions. What are their need? What's their purpose? How soon do they need a property? What are their budget ranges? And then by then you can match it with the property that you have listed. Because we as real estate salespersons, brokers, appraisers, we are matchmakers. So we match what the requirements are with the customers. And if we have a perfect match, that's a great opportunity for you to just go and dive in and make the closing of the sale.
So, I just want to clarify that you know skills like Canva. Are you hands-on in creating these promotional materials for your clients or customers?
Yeah, there's no other option. You have to really learn. That's part of continuous learning. And for you to really keep the pace with the competition, friendly as it is, you have to learn this. And these are tools that will not derail you, but these are tools that will really improve you to be better every single day.
Wow. Now, with ChatGPT and AI, I'm just curious, do you use these tools for scripting your customers or just getting information you need for your potential clients?
Yeah, you have to have your own idea. At the end of the day, it's always going to be whatever you speak your mind, speak your heart, and put that into writing. And then, of course, since these tools are there to help you, then maximize that for any grammatical errors and everything like that, so that you will be able to post clean and good and straightforward information. And these are critical things that you are able to take advantage with and be successful.
Wow. I'm sure that you are not a person who doesn't have to stay behind. Now, you have managed to be one of the top performing agents in terms of real estate. So I'm sure it wasn't that easy. What were the challenges that you had to overcome to be able to consistently perform well in what you do in real estate?
My customers are always repeat customers, most of them, most often than not. You have to separate yourself from the rest if you want to move up and be up. The differentiator will always be personal touch and customer service and customer interaction. More than that is also integrity and that sincerity of what you're going to do. So the key things will always be follow the process, get engaged, match to whatever the customers desire, and go all out on after sales services. When you do that, they always keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. And of course, word of mouth when they will say, I'll refer you or I was referred to, that's always the fruit when you do the services after sales.
What struck me there is when you said integrity and sincerity. So I'm just curious, were there even times that you are tempted to do things that are beyond the process, all just for the sake of numbers to reach into being a top performing agent?
I'm taught by my parents, and just like any other, to be ethical in the way you do, just follow the process. In real estate, there's never a room for you to make an error in terms of not presenting your real estate black and white just for you to get the commission. So my sharing of best practice is always going to be transparent with your customer, know exactly the impediments if you're selling this, and also present the benefits, the testimonials, and of course the attributes of the properties, and let the customer decide. We will never push for hard selling. It's always going to be what's best for the client, because at the end of the day, if you don't do that, it will come back to you, and that might be your hindrance to a successful career in real estate.
Ah, yes. And that actually also holds to any industry where integrity and sincerity are important, in which these are like my key takeaways in what you've said, Sir Jaime. So, given with what you've achieved so far as a licensed real estate broker and appraiser, what are the most important traits that an excellent broker and appraiser should pursue?
One is transparency. Number two, sincerity again. Number three is product specific knowledge. And then, of course, after sales services. Those are the four key attributes for anyone who's aspiring to be able to be successful. And of course, never stop learning. It's always going to be continuous improvement, Earl.
And I'm pretty sure that those traits are also the lessons that you learned personally.
That is correct. Exactly. You got it.
Right. So it seems like that you are now successful as a licensed real estate broker and appraiser. Do you see yourself as the job that you will grow old with as far as career is concerned?
Yeah, this is it. The next phase for this Earl is going to be real estate consultant. That's the highest form in real estate, and I never stop learning. So I'd say there are small wins every single day, every single moment, but this is still a few steps from the very beginning. And as long as we impact the lives of the people wanting to invest, keep security of the investment, that the people who are your buyers, your stakeholders, the sellers, and of course the community that you serve on, this is the best place to be.
And I'm sure that you are flourishing. And I'm sure that this is an instrument of blessing, not just you personally, but also helping your family. And I'm sure this is an inspiration for you to keep going. So now that you have narrated how your career went, is there any advice that you would like to give for those who would wish to enter into the real estate industry?
Yeah, for sure. First, find the best mentor. Two is always go through the process. You can never be a real estate salesperson if you haven't attended a 12 units brokerage seminar. You cannot also do brokerage when you don't have a licensed broker with you. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, there will be equivalent penalties as per our Real Estate Service Act of the Philippines, or RESA law. So it's punishable with certain amount and years of imprisonment. So you don't want to do that at the onset. So make sure we're professionalizing the services. And for you guys who's listening now and wanted to be in the real estate, consult your nearest real estate broker, and everything will be able to be presented to you and learn. And if you believe that this is the industry you want to work with, then you will not go wrong. This is one of the best that can give you and realize your dreams and aspirations professionally and financially too.
That's very well said, Sir Jaime. So, just for our listeners who may want to have a grasp of what real estate is about, would you like to give us a brief walkthrough of what real estate is like and what are some misconceptions that needs to be corrected in terms of real estate?
They say this is an easy job. No, you have to spend your time, you have to spend money. That's gonna given to you for free. So you have to really go through being accredited, and then after that, do the right way and ask really for a mentor. And it has to be a licensed practitioner to be safe, and examine yourself. If this is what motivates you, then go for it all in.
Those are good points, Sir Jaime. Thank you very much for that. And so to wrap this up, what wakes you up early in the morning?
Sales, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. from people from Dubai, people from the United States, people from Europe. When you get this ringtone in your messenger and say, "Can I ask the details of this property?" That wakes me up in the morning, Earl.
Wow. So you are actually pumped up in terms of what you're going to do. But of course, it's not only for the money, and it's always to not just win customers, but also relate them in ways in giving them what they need.
Exactly. That's correct.
All right. So once again, thank you very much, Sir Jaime, for taking your time for this talk.
Salamat, and watch out for the next Earl's Talk. More episodes to come. And if they wanted to have a personal coaching, they can just reach me out through Earl, and I'll be able to gladly help you. Maybe in the next episodes of Earl's one-on-one talks.
Yes, so we will post these details at the end of this episode. Don't worry about that.
And listen to Earl's Talk.
Thank you very much for that, Sir Hyman. And again, thank you very much for your time.